Um, well, thank you so much again for sitting down with me and talking about your experiences with Mary's Place. I'm super excited to talk to you today. If you just want to get us started, if you could just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your role or your relationship to Mary's Place, and how you first got involved.
Sure. Well, I'm Sari Breznau, and I'm the music director for Mary's Place. And when I very first graduated from college and moved to Seattle, um, I graduated with a music degree, so I just was trolling the bulletin boards at all of the local universities. That was what I did. So I just would go to the music departments of all the local colleges to look for musicians wanted ads. And Mary's had a ad on the bulletin board. And I called and called and called. I really was uh, very interested in the job, and later they told me that uh, I think I got the job just out of persistence because I think no one else really was as interested as me. Yeah,
Great.
that
Well,
was in 2000, so it's been a long time.
yeah. Do you have a favorite memory of Mary's Place? Is there like a moment or an interaction that stands out to you?
Um, so many have been. Um, well, uh, at one point we took a group of women, the choir, to Holden Village, which is a Lutheran retreat center in the mountains, and spent quite a few days there, and that was quite an experience. Pretty out of the ordinary for folks who are generally, trapped in urban situations to be out in the mountains. So that part was pretty fun, and then singing for that community, traveling together. Yeah, that was definitely unforgettable time.
What impact did you see Mary's Place have in the greater community?
Well, things have evolved over my time there quite a bit, but we used to pretty regularly, almost even once a month or every 6 weeks, take the choir out to various congregations in the area. So I always felt like that was some of the strongest outreach that I had ever been a part of because um, our choir really brings something. It really felt like we were bringing a gift of music, and the women, they always sounded great. And so they always got a great response. And I think that for the women in the choir going out and feeling like they were doing a service, um, and then in exchange there would be lots of great relationships built, and a lot of kind of just warm feelings about the mission of Mary's, and also sharing a meal. The churches would frequently have a meal for us, and just I think any way that people can connect out of their silos and make real relationships with people from other communities is a big check mark in the plus column. Yeah.
Mhm. Over your time there, how have you seen Mary's Place grow and change?
Well, I started right around the same time that the organization moved from being just a Saturday morning church to also becoming a day center. So that was right around when I started, and there was no night shelters at all. And then, it's grown exponentially since then. The day center, and then eventually a nighttime shelter, and quite a few of them. And then, yeah, all of the incredible fundraising that Marty has managed to, create relationships, and she's such an incredible advocate. So the the growth of the organization has been truly impressive.
Mhm. When thinking about that growth, is there an event or perhaps a series of events or time period that you think is particularly important to the history of the organization?
Well, probably that move that I'm talking about right now, as far as
Mhm.
moving from just one location that had a day center to expanding into multiple locations, having the mission grow beyond just being the church, and the focus kind of shifting towards social service and case management and all of meeting people's needs. Um, that was quite some time ago. I'm not as because the movements of the organization now happen far above my head. I'm not
Mhm.
as in the know as far as the strategic planning now. It used to be very small, so I was a little closer to it. So I'm not really sure, in the last
Mhm.
10 years, what Marty would say were the game changers. Probably
Mhm.
Amazon getting involved, and um, yeah.
Yeah. So when you think about the future of the organization, what do you want that to look like?
Well, I'm sure we're all saying the same thing, as we would love to see the organization no longer uh, be needed.
Mhm.
Um, I think that political advocacy is super important. So I would actually really like to see there be continued sort of policy uh, proposals and efforts to be making change on a um, city level or even beyond.
Mhm.
I think Mary's Place is perfectly positioned to be leading policy decisions about how to actually affect change amongst unhoused people. So, um, in addition to serving the women, I'd like to see uh, growth in that area.
Mhm. And just finally today, if you have any more memories or insights or experiences that you want to share to be a part of this project and this interview, I would invite you to share them now, if you have any.
Um, I mean, it's just such a fabulous organization.
Mhm.
There've been just so many incredible connections there. For me, you know, when there are women who attend regularly for years and years, and you sometimes are able to witness someone transition into a more stable situation, but continue coming to church and singing and kind of shifting from client to volunteer or even staff. Um, but just the joy when someone who's been a long time member who's been gone, walks in the room and everyone's it's a real family that's been going on for so long. So you sort of have long lost folks that come back, and yeah, it's all about the relationships. I guess I'd say.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me today and talking with me about your experiences and your memories. I've really enjoyed hearing them.
Very welcome. Thanks for collecting them.
Yeah, thank you.